Aquarius, the deepest vault is open. What inherited pain or entangled resources or secret wound is in your life that is now ready to be transformed? Let's find out as we look at this week's astro weather. This video is a forecast for your sun, moon, or your rising sign. You can check out all three videos if you would like, and they'll tell you how the stars are going to affect your life this week. I'm Kesenya, and welcome to the Astro News and Weather Report for the second week of July 2026. Remember, friends, this is tropical Vedic astrology, not sidereal astrology. Look it up if you need to. And yes, I am a real person, not AI. Now let's jump right in to what we're looking at this week in the astral skies. And on the 10th or 11th of July, depending where you are in the world, of course, when this is actually going to be exact, Venus is going to conjunct the south node of the moon at 2 degrees of Virgo. This is a powerful energy that will bring about karmic ripening in the lives of many at this time. You could give or take a couple of days either side to see the effects of this. But people with planets at 2 degrees of Virgo are especially going to notice the impact of this transit. Now, this transit occurs on an annual basis, so it's not unusual, but it is powerful if it's interacting with your chart in a very personal way. Now, addressing relationship issues, reactivating your creative voice, or honestly facing your financial situation, these are some of the ways that this interaction might express. Now, if you sense a lack in these areas of life, or if you have difficulties at the moment in these areas of life, this transit is asking you to focus on releasing what is destroying you, holding you back, keeping you from your best expression in this regard. So this might look like releasing negative attitudes, reflecting on your past behaviors with money, with women or men, with lovers. And it's a chance for us to do something about it. Especially, we all make mistakes. None of us are really victims. We actually have control and power over our lives. It's about a matter of choice. Venus is the planet that rules choice. And so this is giving us the chance to readdress old issues, old wounds, old hurts, and do something about it, to take back control over financial circumstances, relational circumstances, attitudes, and to implement the power of choice that Venus gives us. What can we do then to address these old, things that come bubbling up to the surface? We can journal. We could do dance therapy or some kind of art therapy or music therapy to heal and release the wounds caught in the body regarding those things. We could create a releasing ritual. I've shared with my Patreon family on many occasions various rituals for certain astrological configurations that allow us to move beyond our stuck patternings. So if you're part of the Patreon family, you might like to refer to one of those rituals that we've shared in the past. Or if you're familiar with these sorts of things, you might like to create your own ritual to release the hurts and the traumas that we may have around Venusian things at this time. There is never a better time in the astral year to release hurts and traumas associated with Venus than when it is crossing the south node of the moon, because the south node of the moon is to let go, to release, to excrete anything to do with Venus energy, which, if you follow astrology, you will know is relationships, is money, is our ability to know pleasure. It is our ability to choose our own adventure, to choose the life that we want. So under this influence, your soul can be freed from these burdens, and this leaves you in a lighter place, a brighter place, ready for new energy to come rushing into your life because you've cleared the slate, so to speak, during this transit, and that opens up room for new wonderful things to take their place once this transit is over. But what is this energy, Venus with the south node, not helpful for? Well, it's a dreadful time to do anything to do with beautification. Don't go and get your hair cut. Don't buy a whole new wardrobe, or don't redecorate the house under this energy. It won't do you any favors, because the beauty, the aesthetics of Venus are equally depleted when it crosses the south node. So when this transit passes, get my words out, You may find that that bright purple bathroom was not really what you wanted after all. Damn it. So keep that in mind. It's also an inauspicious time to share your love for somebody, to go on a date with someone, or even to get fertility treatment. Now, of course, that's very personal to the chart that you carry yourself, but as a general influence, it's not a good energy for fertility treatment. You might also find that young women, which are ruled by Venus, might be somehow problematic in your life, a cause of trouble or heartache or upset. And even you might find, my friends, that unwanted lovers from the past return into your life, probably to clear their karmic slate, but don't be surprised if they pop up and cause you to rehash old experiences in that way. What can you do with Venus conjunct South Node energy? Well, it's a helpful energy for saying goodbye to past mistakes, as we've already discussed, and therefore it is a great clearing energy so that you can draw in new love, draw in a new financial situation, or a new experience of creativity, a new experience of elegance or beauty as this transit passes. It's a time to sow the fertile ground in readiness for the greater blessing. So I'm from a farming background, and you don't sow your seeds into thistly soil. You clear out the weeds. In this case, we're talking about the weeds of the past, so that the soil, the field is ready for the new seeds to be sown. And that's what we're doing at this time. The South Node, as I've said, is where we let things go. It's the celestial, my words struggling to come out today, the celestial recycling bin. So while Venus is what we love and how we value ourselves and what we hold on to, it does rule Taurus, which is the hoarding energy in its shadow side, of course. When the South Node and Venus meet, the universe is actually asking us, what old relationship habits, what old financial anxieties, what perfectionist tendencies are you finally ready to let go of and release? Let's look exactly at where this is happening in your chart, sign by sign. Aquarius, when Venus is conjunct the South Node and it's moving through your 8th house, the terrain becomes quite intense, intimate, and very much initiatory. This is a transit that occurs regularly once a year, Venus conjunct the South Node, but rarely in Virgo, your 8th house. So it's very important to deal with this energy in a positive way, in an intentional way, to get the most out of what this is trying to do. This house, the 8th house, governs our shared resources, what we share with another, like our partner and our combined resources. It also governs our inheritances and other people's money that we have access to. It is also the house of deep psychological healing and the kind of transformation that can only come through going into the shadow side, the dark spaces of our life, the hidden secrets in the cupboard, so to speak. Karmic patterns that we have around how we receive from others and our willingness to lean on others is really up for analysis now. This could be, what we receive from others in terms of financially receiving or emotionally receiving or energetically receiving. It's time to honestly examine how we interact in those deeper personal ways with other people. For example, do you struggle to ask for help when you're in need? It's an 8th house issue. Do you use intimacy as currency in your life? Have you been carrying the financial burdens and traumas and energetic debts of somebody else, and it's wearing you down and burning you out? These are 8th house topics. Old wounds also around sex and power, or old wounds around the merging of resources with a partner, they come up for analysis under the Venus South Node conjunction in the 8th house. And they're asking for release, not repetition of the same old, same old. So it is super duper important, Aquarius, that you work with this energy to release rather than get stuck in a karmic loop here. Now, let me just say, in a practical sense, this is not a good day, the 10th or 11th of July, for it's not a favorable time for joint financial decisions, large investments, loan agreements, or intimate encounters that you might be a bit uncertain about. So this is my little warning bell going off for you there. Give yourself a couple of days out the other side of this transit before you move in any of those directions. It is an extraordinarily supportive day for doing what they call shadow work, which is essentially therapy, bringing the hidden things up to the surface, into the light, where they no longer can eat away at you. You know, you might actually like to look at shamanic or energy healing, perhaps. Past life regression work can be good. Any kind of therapy like art therapy, music therapy, dance therapy, journaling, talking things out with a really close loved one. Any practice that helps you go to the root of your psychological patterns is encouraged. In fact, it's almost an imperative on this day. The 8th house, my friends, is a house of initiation. Every dark night of the soul that it hosts is also a doorway to expanded consciousness, to greater awareness in living, into greater union with spirit, because this is the house of the doorways, the gateways to other dimensions. But it's through clearing the way, clearing the blocks in the doorway that you can actually enter in. And that's what needs to happen during this transit. Clear the traumas, clear the hurts and the wounds, clear everything that I've been talking about in this reading. And you will be able to move through the doorway into the light of connection with the divine. Very spiritual house, the 8th house. Let this transit, my friends, be your initiation into a freer, more authentic intimacy with yourself and your resources as well as others. Quite an exciting transit, Aquarius. Let me just say that I am offering readings once again. I had a little bit of a break to deal with some family circumstances, and now my readings are back on the table. If you would like a reading with me to analyze your chart and whatever you're currently dealing with, then I'm here for you. I'm also offering a brand new reading. It's a yes/no question reading, a very cost-effective reading as well, but where we get the chance to explore and answer some very straightforward questions. Should I take this job? Should I marry this person? Should I, invest in such and such an investment? If you've got a yes or no question, this is the reading for you.